In this tutorial I'm going to make this rim here. I already made it, but I'm going to show you how I made it and a few things that we need to know. We got this little dihedron down here on the left, and we're going to lock it in this plane here. So when I'm drawing this line here, it does not matter if I'm a little bit in perspective view, it's still going to draw the line directly in that axis. But I'm going to go ahead and go into the front view and explain how I did this and why I did this. As you notice, I only copied half the rim. The rim is symmetrical. That means the left side is the same as the right side. But if I was to copy the rim on the left side and also copy it on the right side, it might end up with two different results. The left side and the right side might not be the same. So to make it more even, we'll go ahead and just do half of it, then we're going to mirror the other half, so this will be perfect. So with the line selected, as you notice, we got one curve and just the rim here, and we're going to select the 2D symmetry, and there's options to connect them right here. And I've been messing with this earlier, so this is already preset for me. Then I'm going to hold the shift key directly on this point so it snaps, and click. And also, if you look down here in the scene tree, I left the backup copy and I have an original one right here. Okay, now I'm going to uncheck this plane here. Make sure you uncheck this because we're going to need to go ahead and tip this a little bit. I'll go into one view here, and I'm going to use the circle from center. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this way, and we'll just go ahead and hide this rim real quick. And when I get up directly up here by my profile that I just drew, I'm going to hold the shift key and snap to it and click, and we're going to validate it. Alright, I want you to notice one thing is, when we go into a side view, the profile up on the top is in the halfway mark of the circle. Like the circle, if you was to cut it in half, we're going to use this cross here on the grid as a reference, as you can kind of be a little an indicator of where the halfway mark's at. So that's one way you can do it. And we'll go to the front view, and you can see that the profile and the circle's in the middle of the profile. Alright, we'll make sure that the plane, we don't have nothing acted over in that plane over there. So okay, now this is going to matter what's selected first when we use the next tool. Okay, I do have the circle selected. Control Z that, and with that selected first, we're going to use the extrude line. Then we're going to select here the profile. This is going to make our rim. This will be our new rim here, and we'll give it a little subdivision. Let's go ahead and activate the other rim. Just take a look at it. We'll move our new rim over to the left here, and we'll give this a subdivision. Now there's a basic way that you can make the shape of the rim. Okay, now we'll go into the next step. Alright, in this rim here, if you look in the, it's not quite center, but there's a little beveled edge right here, kind of going more to one side. And we need to do one on this rim here, so we're going to just go ahead and uncheck that. And we're going to go ahead and loop this here. And we're going to use the extract. And we're going to scale this down just a little bit. I'm going to shift click the rim so they're both active, and let's do one side at a time for now. Right now, then we're going to loop it, and we're going to bridge these two together, and the same way with this side. Now I'm going to loop it, bridge it. Now we're starting to get that little bevel to it in the inside, but it needs more of a point, so I'm going to select the center of the edge here, and we're going to ring it, and I'm going to use this connect tool, which will split the difference. And now I'll have have something to grab to scale it in. Let's subdivide that and take a look. Alright, that's not looking too bad. It's a little rounded, and there's certain ways that we can fix this. We'll loop this out here, and we'll use the edge tool, and we'll kind of split this apart just a little bit. And we'll scale it. Alright, that don't look too bad. Well, this is something we can work with right now. So there's the inner bevel. Let's turn on the wire for the wireframe's kinda. I need to turn the subdivision down. Take a better look at it. Well, the reason why I'm seeing thick lines here is because of my preferences. I got the lines set to thick, or set to 4, which is going to show a little bit thicker than normal. So anyway, let's go back and take a look at this picture, and there's the inner bevel edge right here, and it's going to be the same with this one here. Alright, we'll move into the next section. Alright, I got 5 parts that come off the rim here, off the beveled edge. I got the faces highlighted, and we're going to set up a domain for this. That way, if I need to recall these at a later time, I can easily select them. Alright, let's go back to our domain here so we can select them. And we're going to hold the control key, and we're going to bring out just a little bit, and we're going to scale it in just a little bit. This is going to kind of give it the bevel, and we're going to do that again. We're going to pull out here, and we're going to drag it. Approximately right about here. Gonna need to keep the thickness on it, so we'll have to grab this little cube and kind of scale out a little bit. Now these spokes are kind of tight here, so bear with me. We're just gonna leave them that way for now. Then if you don't like them this close to each other, then don't select so many faces. But anyway, alright, now that we got that, what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select these faces here. And we're going to use the edge tool, and we're going to bring this into somewhere right about right there. And I'm going to select all these on the inner side here again. Somehow we come up with an extra one here. Let's Control Z that and see where that came from. Oh, I missed one. There we go. We'll select that. Let's do that one more time. There we go. And we'll select here, here, and here, and here. Alright, with all these selected here, we're going to hold the Control key down, and I'm going to tap on this blue arrow. I'm not going to pull on it, I'm just going to click it one time. Something happened, I'm going to click on it again. This time I'm going to drag it in. Okay, with it drug in like this, I'm going to let go and hold the control key down again and just tap on the arrow and click it. That's it. Then I'm going to let it off the control key and press the enter key. What it did is every time I did this, it's got two edges that it made real close together, so when I subdivide it, it'll have a somewhat of a sharp edge. Alright, we need to sharpen up these edges around here. So we'll select let's see which one is the outer edge. Let's loop that and take a look. It's the wrong loop I want this loop here. What I can do is I'm going to go ahead and switch this back off, and what I'm going to do is select the domain here, which came in handy, and we're going to go to selection and select two edges. Now we don't want all these edges, we just want the outer edges. So let's say convert faces to border edges, and see that won't work. We can Control Z that, and what we need to do is select the domain, then let's try that again with the border edges. Much quicker. Alright, well that's selected. We are going to use the chamfer. Let's just take a look at that and see what that does with the subdivision. Alright, it's looking a whole lot better. We got some indentation there. It's a little too deep. That can be fixed, no problem. Alright, let's go on the next step. Alright, these edges here, they're a little bit too smooth, so I want to fix that. I want them a little bit more harder edge on here, so what I'm going to do is select them and loop it. Then selection, convert faces to borders to edges, and we're going to use the chamfer around this, and we're going to validate it. Let's subdivide it, and there we go. It's a little bit better. A little jumpy there. Alright, now she's starting to take a little bit more shape. Starting to get a little bit harder edge right here. Like I said, it's a little thick, but this is something you can really fix yourself. It's not that big of a problem. Just about done. Let me go ahead and pause the video and do some more tweaking. Next, we're going to use this circle right here. It's got the two dots on it, circle from diameter. Let's turn on this wireframe here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift select over here to select a point. It's going to be kind of harder in the video, and shift select over here, and we're going to validate that. Use the control key, and we're going to do it approximately about right there. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and add some thickness to this. And we're going to scale it down. Let's go ahead and delete that curve. Get that out of our way, and I believe there's another curve up here. We'll delete that. to go ahead and eyeball this a little bit. Alright, that looks fairly decent right there. And we're going to scale this down just a little bit. Alright, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of these here. And I'm going to go into face mode. And select here, here. And use the bridge tool. And we'll do the same from here and here, and we're going to work our way all the way around it. And bridge it. Hold the shift key, select these, and bridge it. Alright, now we got these connected. Let's take a look at it. Let's go into smooth here. Alright, it's kind of a little bit too soft. I don't like it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select the face on this side. Shift clicked here and we're going to loop it. Loop it twice actually. Selection to face borders to edges, and we're going to go ahead and use the chamfer again on this. Alright, we're going to set this real tight. Bring it out to about, we can stop it and validate it. Now let's take a look at that. And now it's much cleaner. Alright, we'll just go one step further here and hold the control key down. Bring this in just a little bit. Do it one more time. And we'll just go ahead and scale that in. And we'll do that one more time. Subdivide it. Take a look at it. Looks pretty good from that side. If we don't want the bevel on here, we can actually just go ahead and select some faces here. And select this one here. Loop it twice. And we'll just flatten it out with this cube just a little bit. Let's go ahead and zero that in. Alright, that looks a lot better. Let's take a look at the back side. We'll leave that beveled back there. We're not worried about that. And thank you very much.